Wow, that's hurtful. All right, guys. I got a couple questions for you from the. Get one more in. Go ahead. From the NFL.
I think we're good.
After week 2.
All right, that's it. We'll leave Rico alone. Go ahead.
The Patriots are 1-1.
Okay.
Can Jared Mayo keep this thing going? Is this for real?
If they can run the ball like they are and possess the football like they are, they can win more games than they have a right to win. But no, short answer. I mean, your quarterback's Jacoby Brissett.
I understand.
Your best receiver is what, Jalen Polk?
But is it one of those kind of like the Lions were and the Raiders where you're just playing for your coach and that may be good enough for
I think
4
how
extra
about
games?
this? I can meet in the middle and I'll say, hey, maybe they're better than we expected. But no, this where they should be 2-0. And they're just taking every game to the wire. No. Eventually you're going to run to somebody who's going to take that running game away and their offense is helpless. You're dead.
It is interesting looking at their schedule, though, when you have the Jets and San Francisco and Miami in the next 3 games. When the Jets don't look the greatest, San Francisco's dealing with injuries, and Miami has no quarterback.
Right.
So their record could look good. They just aren't good.
So, speaking of which,
Oh, no.
you got your Steelers, David. 2-0.
Not real.
Okay.
It's not real. Justin Fields can't throw it down the field efficiently enough. No, it's not real.
Has Sam Darnold found his new home in Minnesota? Is this a fit? I mean, we're looking at it across the league. Jared Goff goes to Detroit. New career. Baker Mayfield goes to Tampa. New career. Is Sam Darnold about to go to Minnesota and basically turn his career around?
Probably. I really just have gotten to a point in my life after all these years of watching the NFL. I think it's totally just organizational. I think if you have one of these coaches like a Kevin O'Connell or obviously a Shanahan, I feel like these dudes, it's like the Tiger bullpen. They could spin a wheel, take a quarterback off the street. Starter, winning. So yeah, Rico, why not? Meanwhile, I got Daniel Jones.
Yeah, I agree with you, Mike, because you have Rat Purdy with Shanahan's genius
looking
way he's
example,
looking.
if Bryce Young got...
Where'd that stray come from?
Deal with it. If Bryce Young got drafted by a real franchise in North Carolina, do we think he's this bad?
No.
I think it's just organizational, and Kevin O'Connell has proven he's really good at being a quarterback coach. So, yeah, it's bad, sure. Ginger bastard.
Guys, have we overlooked the New Orleans Saints? Are they the best team in the NFC?
No. Come on. It's 2 weeks. They played Carolina, which is a free square, and then, all right, they jumped Dallas's bones. I got to see more before I go that route. I've seen enough of Derek Carr to know that ain't Derek Carr. He got body snatched. That's somebody else in that helmet. And their O-line is not good, but yet against Dallas, it looked like the best O-line in the league because no one could get near Carr. I'm not ready to say it yet.
Okay. Because here's a number. Thanks to the research department of Hull and Hull. Right now, they put up 91 points in 2 games. The last 2 teams to put up 90 or more in the first 2 games won the Super Bowl. The 2009 Saints and the 71 Cowboys.
I don't care.
Okay.
I mean, it's a good stat. David, are you ready to go there with the Saints?
Give me another week, and I'll let you know.
That's not the question.
Right now, I'm saying no after week 2.
Thank you. We finally arrived at an opinion.
Can Philly get past the Saquon drop, or will this be the beginning of the tailspin in 2004 season?
David?
Because I feel they're very fragile.
I know, but I want David first because I'll poison the jury because I don't like Sirianni.
Here's what I'll say. Yes, they can get past it. I've seen all they need is Big Dom on the sidelines, and they feel that they're back. He's back. They're back. They'll get past this.
I would be more concerned about the turnovers. It's 2 games in, and even late in the game, I understand, it was a desperation situation. It was a terrible throw by Jalen Hurts. I'm going to say no. I'll stick with it. I don't buy that team, and I love seeing Saquon fail. That's what you get for going to Philly. Mike
News just kind of came out in the last hour. Eli Manning is named on the Hall of Fame ballot. It's his first year. Will Eli Manning become a first ballot Hall of Famer?
He shouldn't even be in the Hall of Fame, period. There could be 100 ballots. Go look at Eli's numbers. That's it. Leave me out of this. Talk to David. No. He's not a Hall of Famer.
I'm asking.
Neither's Jim Plunkett. They're not Hall of Famers. They got in because they were in the right spot at the right time. Guy made 2 good plays in his life. I'm out. Leave me alone.
Yeah, and those 2 plays is the reason why he will be and he should be in the Hall of Fame. He played in New York, won 2 Super Bowls in New York, and that's all they're looking for. Now, whether that's fair or not and the way they should do it, that's a different story because they shouldn't, but that's the way it is.
Ravens and the Cowboys play this weekend, both 0-2. Can the loser of this game still turn it around and make the playoffs?
If it's Dallas, yeah. But if you go 0-3, your playoff percentages are down to like 8%, I think. So I would just say on math, Dallas could. The Ravens, sorry, man. You're going to need 11 or 12 to get in. And you start to do the math on that.
Yeah, the AFC's so much tougher, so no.
That's right.
Baltimore can't because of that reason.
Eli's not a Hall of Famer. I don't care what you say.
No, on surface, I get why you say that, but they value New York and Super Bowls, and that's what's going to get them in.
It's a joke.
It is a joke.
Has Kyler Murray finally turned the page and become an NFL quarterback? The superstar, or at least the star that we thought he was going to be.
I'm going to jump in before Mike says anything because here's my opinion on Kyler Murray. What Mike said earlier about Derek Carr is how I feel about Kyler Murray. Let me see. I don't really think eventually he's going to fall back to what he usually is. He's not that good.
Speaking of not that good, do you know Eli was 117 and 117 in his career? A 500 quarterback who barely completed 60% of his passes. Barely. Also, shout out quarterback who on a running team threw a career 244 interceptions. Now, what was the question? Kyler, love him.
Kyler Murray.
I think he's put it together. I think we dropped the video games, we dropped the nonsense. Seems like the team plays for him, plays around him. I'm good with it. Yeah, I think he's delivering on the promise of who he was thought to be. Not a key. Can they keep him in one piece? Because he's the size of a Dixie cup.
Finally, guys, did the Carolina Panthers just have to let Bryce Young go and move on? And if Bryce Young goes someplace, can he revive his career?
6.9 yards per attempt for Eli. You know how bleeping sad that is? I almost said a bad word. Bryce Young, he's probably got to leave because they're going to draft quarterback. Like, he would have to rise from the ashes in the second half of this season. And I think the framework is bad. I think David Tepper made this decision. Yes, he's got to get out of there.
You just said it.
I can't believe I'm going to say it. The Giants should make a call.
It'd be a cheap option.
Go ahead and laugh your ass off, because one thing that has not been a problem for the Giants this year is pass protection.
No.
I'd make a call.
But no. We were talking about quarterbacks sometimes have to go to a different place.
And then what I'm going to do is get him those special boots, the little booster boots that DeSantis wears. Well, you got to be at least 5'10" to play QB in New York. There's a rule. It's okay. It's right there. Governor Hock will put that on the table.
And you know what? If you can win 2 Super Bowls, you'll get placed on the Hall of Fame.
While being a 500 quarterback who doesn't average 7 yards per attempt and threw 244 interceptions.
So that's a no for you.
It's absolutely a no. That's a no for me, dog.
David, I learned my lesson. That's why I asked that question. Not the last one. I asked it in the middle.
What I would say is for people to refute it with anything other than blarg 2 Super Bowl. Stop. Look at the big picture. That ain't a Hall of Famer. And factual. His nose doesn't work. Breathes through mouth. No way to the Hall of Fame.
Analytics. You only get that here on the Valenti Show with Rico. 97.1.
Elijah Nelson Manning.